Okay, I think she didn't know her hand was up. So these are the eight concerns of home economics. And then I remember I told you that these concerns are what has been translated into most of our courses that we teach in our various schools, the basic, secondary schools, and the SHS. So when it comes to family relationship and child development, when you move to management and living, as seen at a SHS, you have food and nutrition, clothing and textiles, and management and living. As seen as family relationship and child development as in management in living. So there are various courses or topics that we learn in management in living that are related to the family relationship and then child development. When we come to consumption to nutritional needs, we can see it in food and nutrition, the design, selection, construction, and care of clothing. You can see it in clothing and textiles, clothing for textiles and clothing for you can see it in home and textiles. So let's do this. In our various, most of us are in, well, I believe almost everyone here is in the basic school. So let's identify how these concerns, okay, are translated into topics in our various schools. So it can be the basic school, those of us who had experience in SHS, home economics. You can also tell us how these concerns as topics or subjects of economics. Madam Rebecca.
Okay, so I'll take the concern of textile for clothing and for the home. And this concern is being addressed at the secondary school, whereby a learner who decides to offer home economics, specifically the clothing and textiles aspect, is being taught the various fibers and their characteristics, then also how fabrics are being produced and where when to put them on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And the clothing and textile from the basic level. Learners are
Madam
taken to the
Vida,
basics.
Madam Vida. Okay, the mic is off. Oh, Madam Rebecca
Hello.
has said something. I expect the whole class to know what we are talking about. Then we continue. Yes, Madam Vida.
When it comes to the basic level two, that's the JHS. Learners under the clothing and textile, learners are taken through the basic stages. Garment construction, for them to also know some of the basic things in sewing.
All right, thank you. Madam Vida, which center are you?
Please, I'm at Techman Center.
Madam Rebecca, which center are you?
I'm at Riverview. Thank you.
Riverview. I
Yes,
want
ma'am.
three people, three each from each center. So I've had one from Kichiman, I've had one from Riverview. I'm left with Zenith. Okay, from Zenith, two from Kichiman, two from Riverview. Thank you, Madam Vida. So I'm still waiting for the rest.
Okay.
Madam Charity.
Madam, the third point, the nutritional needs in selection. When you take the basic school, yeah, the third point, like their career technology, topic
Mm.
concerning storage and preservation, and even how to prepare meal, the ingredients and the food item. So that one, it's also talk about how the learner can preserve the food commodities in the house. Then the nutritional needs of the individual in terms of meal preparation and how to use the food items correctly concerning even food proportion, if you are linking it to proportion of food. So the nutritional needs in selection, preservation, and preparation can also link to such topic, which help the learners to know the correct use of food items and even how to preserve the food items we use to prepare our meals. Thank you.
Madam Charity, please, which center are you?
Techimai Center, please.
I have two from Teachman, one more to go for Teachman, three for Zenith, two for Riverview. So those who just joined, this is what we are discussing. Okay, the eight Madam Rebecca, I've already spoken, so I'm waiting for the rest of the class to speak. So we are talking about the concerns, the eight concerns, okay, and how we can just identify them in their various topics, either in the basic school or the secondary school or the tertiary level. So you just talk about one concern and you see that, oh, madam, this topic that we learn in this school, it is linked to this concern. You've had three people to tell us the whole thing that we are talking about. So I'm expecting the whole class to get along with it. Madam Charity, you've also spoken. Okay, I have
I
Madam Florence here.
wanted to try the first one. If okay, oh, I should. Okay, someone should. Oh,
Yes, I want another person. Thank you, Madam Charity.
all
Madam
right, all right.
Madam Florence.
Yes, ma'am. Please, I also talk about the when it comes to clothing and textiles, the materials that are used in making each and every fabric, and then how to use it. That is when during the seasonings, like the harmattan, the raining season and things, each dress that is supposed to be worn during those days, that is what we also teach at the basic level when it comes to fiber, and then the types of fabric that we have.
All right, thank you very much. Madam Eunice. Madam Eunice.
Okay, madam. So I
Yes.
also like to talk about the housing for the family and equipment and furnishing for the family. So that one too, when it comes to the basic schools and even all the levels, they are taught how to furnish their home, the type of curtains you are supposed to use, the type of equipment you are supposed to use to cook the various food, what food is expected to what equipment you are expected to use to cook certain food, and then the furnishing. How do you furnish your home? Which materials do you use? Those is it that attract heat or those that will absorb the heat? Which one is will make the home beautiful? And then also for the equipment, I also talk about that one too. We have talked about electrical equipment and other equipment that makes cooking and then other home activities very easy. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Eunice. I have Madam Rebecca Brempong.
Yes, madam, good afternoon.
Madam Rebecca.
Madam, good afternoon.
Yes, Madam Rebecca.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, we can hear you.
Please, I want to talk about the nutritional needs in selection and preservation and preparation and uses of food as related to career tech and ability as we learned previously. When preparing food, the nutritional needs, we are supposed to consider the nutritional needs of the people. For example, the invalid, the convalescent, the pregnant, lactating mothers, and others before we select food. And then when we come to the preservation of food, the special treatment we are going to give to the food to prevent it from spoilage, we have to consider, and the preparation, the methods we are going to use to prepare the food that will suit the people we have first from the nutritionist, that's the invalid, convalescent and others, so that the food will be able to digest easily in their body and the uses of the food in the body. That's the small contribution I want to make.
Okay, so with what you said, how with what topics do you think these these concerns fit?
This one can suit methods of preparing food and as well as nutrients.
In the basis
Madam,
food,
it's
right?
also under food
Yes.
commodity. It's also under
Hello.
food commodities.
Those
Okay.
are
Okay.
Thank you very much. I have
You're
Madam. Now let's search it. Then after search it, we have Madam Wahab, Waziria Wahab. Search it.
Okay, madam, I would like to pick the seventh one, art as an integral part of everyday life. That concern is addressed under what we call creative art and design. That's the subject at the basic school level. And under that subject, we have a topic that is drawing. Under the drawing, pupils are taught color combination, shading, sketches, freehand drawing, still drawing, all those things are taught at the basics level regarding art as an integral part of everyday life. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. And then Madam Wahab.
I will talk about the management of resources so that the values and goals of the individual, the family, or the society may be attained. When we go to management in living tells us how to manage our resources to meet family goals. And when we look at the life cycle of the family, there are certain things we need to do to meet all these goals, the beginning stage and the empty stage. So management in living help us to manage our resources effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Wahab. And then what of the family relations and child development? Not just Madam Waziria. I mean the whole class. What of the family relations and then child development? Madam Rebecca. Rebecca, don't call.
Okay, so with the family relationship and child development, I would take the aspect of management in living at the senior high school, whereby learners are being taught what a family is, the types of family, the individual members in the family, and the roles that they play. Then also the family life cycle, where it begins with the beginning stage and ends on the emptiness stage. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Madam Rebecca, we can hear you.
Yes, madam, please, this one I want to relate it to the subject RME we are studying now, the basic level, under the topic family. The family, as we all know, a group of people who are related to each other by blood, by marriage, and by adoption. And the way we are going to relate to each other in the nuclear family, in the extended family, and beyond, the good relationship. We are supposed to develop our communication skills, help one another when they are in need. And then the child development, how the child will develop from one stage to another. It's also very, very important when it comes to RME. That's my small contribution, madam.
I have Madam Eunice. After Madam Eunice, we have Madam Nancy. Thank you, Madam Rebecca Brimpong.
Okay, madam, for the child development, I want to ask something small. When you take the management in medium school, it also gives us the various stages the child grows. And then each environment also affects the way the child also grows. So a child from a poor background or a child from a wealthy background, they all have their way of development, either mentally, physically, and all those. So management also gives us much details about child
All right.
development, how he grows. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Nancy.
Madam, sorry, I joined late. I wanted to clarify if we are submitting names for groupings.
No, please, we are not doing that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So you joined list. This is what we are doing. We just talked about the 8 concerns that we identified last week, and then we are just relating it to some of the topics that we learn in our basic schools, in our ACHS, and then in the universities. So are you with us, Madam Nancy?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. And the last one that I would like to talk about is consumption and other economic aspects. The consumption and other economic aspects. Sir Daniel. Sir Daniel, your hand is up.
Madam, please, it's me, Gloria. I'm using somebody's phone.
Fine, it's fine. So just
Okay.
know that I'll refer to as
uh,
Daniel.
From Zenith.
Because that's the
Yes.
name that okay.
I
All right, go
wanted
ahead.
to also contribute something small to the nutrition and then the food.
Okay.
So we learn science and then we include the nutrients that we take for the building of our bodies, and then students are being taught the amount of nutrients the body needs for growth at each stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So what of the consumption and other economic aspects of personal and family living? Any course that deals with economic lifestyle of the family? Madam Vida. Madam Vida. Maybe she doesn't know her hand is up. Okay, so
Hello.
any yes, Madam Vida.
Hello.
Madam Vida is
Please,
with you.
madam. Under the consumption, a topic like individual families in career technology. So we look at the individuals in the family, like the toddlers, the infants, the pregnant women, where we are asked to teach if a pregnant woman some of the food that she needs to take in order for her to be fit and the baby to be fit. Then we look at the infants, the aged, the convalescents, what they need to consume.
Madam
Hello.
Vida.
Yes,
Yes, this
madam.
one consumption of other economic aspects. Okay,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Sorry. Oh.
it's
Hello.
fine. It's fine. Okay. So okay, here we can talk about budgeting. Students have talked about budgeting. So you can use that as an example over here. All right, thank you
Okay.
for your contribution. Thank you. So we'll use this to continue with our class. Madam Vida, please put your hand down for me, okay? So we are moving on to the unit 4, which talks about inter and then multidisciplinary nature of home economics. So at the end of this unit, learners should be able to explain how the concerns of home economics are organized into the different subject areas which we have identified. Okay. And then discuss how the different areas work together to improve family, personal, and then family living. And then also you explain why home economics is said to be multidisciplinary. So this will be our outline. We talk about interrelatedness of home economics. Then we talk about the various concerns, human development, family management, food and nutrition, textiles and clothing, housing, and then we also come to the multidisciplinary nature of home economics. So if you identify the various ways that the concerns of home economics are addressed at the various levels of our education, you will realize that the subject and the home economics will emerge. That is the exact thing that we did here. So when we looked at the concern, we said a concern like food and nutrition. We know when it comes to the basic school, students are taught what food are, some nutrients that they teach. You realize that each of these concerns are translated into some form of topic for students to delve into or for students to learn. And then each of these concern, okay, when it comes to the secondary schools, these concerns are grouped under management and living, food and nutrition, and then clothing and textiles. So these areas are referred to as a field or it's a discipline on their own. If you can cast your mind back to it, when you talk about food and nutrition, you see food and nutrition has its own area of knowledge. It has its own area of research. It has some of the key terms that are identified over there. It has its own body of knowledge, its own textbooks, and the way information are gotten to be used. Food and nutrition has that aspect. And when it comes to home clothing and textiles too, we see that clothing and textiles, most of the things they're talking over there will be talking about textiles, clothing, how we adorn ourselves. It has its own knowledge. When it goes to management and living, it has its own sections. Like when you go to those when it comes to the secondary school, all these stand in isolation. Okay, this will make it that when you go to the tertiary school, you further specialize in one aspect of it. But when it comes to home economics, we want to say that each part, okay, each distinctive field that we learn, okay, has an effect or is related to the other area. That's the interrelatedness. Interrelatedness is just a normal English word, okay? It means each part of an object is so connected that they have effects on each other, or the functions of each part depends on each other. So when it comes to home economics, it talks about how each aspect, each concern, so when we take food and nutrition, okay, how these courses under food and nutrition can be used to better explain some aspects in clothing and textiles, in management and living, how these parts are used in these areas. So I want to say that although I feel when it comes to these concerns, they stand in isolation. They all have effects on each other. They all will use this knowledge to better explain some parts of it. So we are going to identify the body of knowledge under the specific area that has been identified and look at how well all work together to improve family and life living. So this is what we are going to do. I'm going to explain these concerns, okay, what each part would like to delve into. And after that, please listen very carefully. After that, you tell me the interrelatedness between these concerns. So the first thing that we'll start with, the human development and the family. Human development and the family. This is an area of study which deals with the family as a structure. Okay, so if we are learning the human development and the family under management and living, you learn about the family as a structure. So you learn the definition of what a family is, the types of family that we have, the structure of the family across various societies. So depending on where you are, if you're in Ghana, you learn about the structure of the family in Ghana. Those in Nigeria will also learn that. Those in Cameroon, each country will learn that. Okay, so we get to know the family structure, and also you get to know what constitutes a family. If we say something is a family, what constitutes a family? The members in the family, okay, and even the types of family will depend on the prevailing conditions. If it's a single family, it's a mixed family, it's a blended family, it's an extended family. Human development and the family, this talks about this what the course talks about. And then when it comes to the human development aspects, we can talk of caring for a child, okay, the transition and the various stages that each child goes through, so from childhood to adulthood, the things each child will need, okay, at each stage of their life. each stage of the family life cycle, what the child will need for the person to grow well. We talk about the psychological, the emotional, the physical developments at each stage. These are what the family development and then um, human development and the family will talk about. So also this area also deals with the function of the family as a basic unit of of the society. You know, from our focus and then from our philosophies and those things that we talked about, you realize that home economics is all about the family, family, family. Realize that the family, it is through the family that if you don't teach your child the good manners, such a child will send it outside. And if it's supposed to have a bad effect on the society, it will surely have the such effects or such implication on the society. So you talk about the family and then how to train each individual in the family for a responsible living lifestyle. And we have home management and family economics. So the home management aspect of this area focuses on the availability of resources to the family and their management. So through this, you learn some of the resources that are available to the family. You identify these as resources. Some of the resources that we have, we we live with it, we live with them, but we don't really. These are resources that are available to the family. You learn you learn about the resources that are available to the
Madam,
family.
please, there are some hitches in it. We can't hear you clearly.
Is it from my side?
I think so, please.
Is it the same as everyone's side, the whole class?
No, madam.
No, madam.
Madam
No,
Veronica.
madam.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you very much.
please.
Then Madam Veronica, please, it's just your side.
Yes,
Uh,
please. My side too.
your side too.
Yes, please.
Okay, then let me go over. But the whole class
My
said,
side too.
really? Okay.
Yes,
Is
please.
it okay now? Is it okay? Is it still in it? Or it's okay now?
It's still in it. I think it can stop now. Yeah,
Now.
yeah. Thank
All
you.
right. So when it comes again, you can just draw my attention to it. Thank you very much. Okay. I guess everyone had the first section that I talked about, the human development in the family. It was okay. Hello.
Hello.
Madam, please take it again.
All right. Let me just change my location and let me see how it will work. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello, class.
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it better here? Is it better now?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
Yes. Thank you very much. So the first concern that I talked about was the human development in the family, where I said this area can be found in management living, and it talks about the family structure and then how various the individuals in the family can contribute to the welfare of the family, and also how upbringing of children, everything about children development. We learn all those things from there. And then we are also talking about the home management and then family economics. So the home management aspect deals with resources. Okay, we identify resources that we have in the house that are available to us, not just in the house, in the community, everywhere we find ourselves. Some of us will know that these things are resources, but we haven't really recognized them as resources that will help us to achieve our goals. How many of us know that credit is a resource that's available to us? Credit, not airtime. I'm not talking about airtime, but credit. Hello.
Madam,
Hello, madam.
please credit us in.
But is it loan credit?
Buying something on credit.
Uh, okay.
How many of us that this is a resource to us? It's a resource that we can use to achieve our goals. So through this studies, you will know that these are resources that you will need. Okay, if you have any goal to achieve, these are some of the resources that we can use to achieve such a goal.
Please, madam, we can't hear you.
Really, from here to please, what was the last thing? What was the last thing you heard? Hello.
Credit.
You mentioned
I mentioned
credit.
You said credit is there for us to achieve our goal.
so yes, I said with home management and family economics, okay, we will identify credit as a resource. Okay. I was just trying to say that there are some of the resources that we don't know they are available to us to achieve some. So when we have the let's move our background. I think that will help us. So here you identify all those resources and then we'll talk about how these resources help us in managing the family and then also individual lives. And then environmental influences on the individual and the family and the effects of conditions in the society. So we'll talk about how the environment also affects individuals and also how the individuals also have effects on the environment. The management processes that includes making of decisions. Okay, you go through um how to take a decision. Okay, the steps that you can take, you can go by the steps that you can follow to make an effective decision. Okay, how you can organize the activities to make sure that you don't exert a lot of energy in performing activities. You learn about things, how to value things, how to go to prioritize your goals, how to separate your needs from your wants. Okay, whatever things goals that you want to achieve, what are the needs that what are the things that will serve as needs for you to achieve such goals, and then how to even distinguish between what are your needs and then what are your um wants. And then the economic aspects of this home management and family economics is also concerned about the availability and management and utilization of money as a resource. Okay, so you learn more about money, what money is, the uses of money, okay, how you can save your money effectively, ways you can use your money so that you don't get into danger. Okay, you don't become broke, then you tend to sort for money from people. How you plan to spend your money as an effective consumer. And then another concern too is on food and nutrition. When it comes to this food and nutrition aspects, the food aspects of this discipline is concerned about the nature of food, the significance of food, and provision of food for individual and the family. So when it comes to the food and nutrition aspects, all those doing food and nutrition will bear with me that this aspect you learn about food, what food is, you identify some food um, you talk about how to serve food, how to prepare food, how to preserve food, how to present food to make it attractive, to make it palatable for the other person to eat it. Okay. When you learn food and nutrition, it broadens your knowledge in all these things. And then we have nutrition aspect of it. So it's foods and the nutrition. So the nutrition aspect looks at the chemical content of food and how they are utilized in the family. So this is where you get to know all the nutrients that the body needs. You learn them, you know what each nutrient um that's in the body. You classify the nutrients based on the age group, how they will need the nutrients. You even with the application of food, you even combine it and see how you combine some different foods to that have various nutrients to prepare food for children, for adults, for those various age groups. We have nutrition for people with different health conditions is also catered for at this section. Natural conditions like pregnancy that need special attention is also concerned. You learn the nutritional needs of all these people. The effect of wrong use of food. You learn about food poisoning, and then what causes food poisoning and ways to minimize food poisoning. It's all covered in the food and nutrition aspects of home economics. We have housing too, which is also under management and living in the home economics at the SHS level. So housing, this aspect deals with the physical, social, and psychological influence of housing on people. So here you get to know what a house is, the types of houses that we have, how housing deals with our physical needs. Okay, you see, we need shelter. So does housing provide it for us? In what ways does housing provide such for us? The social needs, how housing sees to our social needs. Okay. We also talk about provision of housing needs of family. And then if you want to build a house too, what are the ways that you have to go through? What are some of the things that you have to consider? This course will take you through it, how you acquire your land. Is it through freehold or through leasehold? When you acquire the land, how you register it, you make sure that your registration process will bear your name, you'll be the legitimate owner of such land. In case of future disputes, okay, we'll walk you through all these things. And then how you will build it. Once you've identified the type of houses that you usually have a plan on the house that you want to use. So how you build it, some building codes or housing codes, building regulations and housing codes that you have to follow. And then how to equip your house, how to design it, okay, the furnishings that you will need in your house. These are all covered in housing. The management and maintenance of the house is also critical. So we walk you through how to manage some of the resource, some of the equipment you have in the house. You know, when you see something is fault in the house and then you don't take care of it at a point, it will later end up worsening. Okay, so through this you get to know that, oh, if I see a tear in my couch or in my curtains, so I should address it as soon as possible so that they will not have the later effect that I have to go and use money to buy a new one and then discard the old one. Sometimes the old one will not even be that deteriorate, like will not be that bad, but you have to throw it away because it's not looking pleasing to the eye. And then when it comes to clothing and textiles, our clothing and textile students will testify that this aspect deals with everything about clothing, everything about textiles. So you learn what clothing is, the uses of clothing, how clothing communicates to the next person. If you wear black, what does it tell the next person looking at you? If you wear white, what does it tell the next person looking at you? We learn about textiles, the various, someone said the various textiles or the various textiles that you need in every weather to suit the various weather conditions. We also get to know the sources of our various textiles. Is it if it's from the natural or the artificial sources, how to process these textiles, the various processes it goes through, with singeing, colandering, waxing, all these processes that textiles go through, okay, to get our final fabric that we use in sewing our beautiful dresses. Okay, we talk about the various characteristics of textiles, the characteristics of the natural ones, characteristics, and how these characteristics, okay, influence some of our decisions on picking some textiles that we will use in the homes, textiles that we will use as napkins, okay, will influence our decision on how we will use such textiles. And then it will also our knowledge on the characteristics and the properties it has will also influence how we will care for all these textiles too. The clothing part is concerned about the personal use of textiles for body adornments, which include dressing and then accessories, which I've talked about it with clothing, how we adorn ourselves with some clothing. Clothing is not just what we wear, the fabric that we wear. It's our makeup, our accessories, they all form part of the clothing that we. So it's not just the dresses. So through that you learn more that it's not just wearing the dress and then you go outside with it. It includes all the things that you wear as part of the dress. Okay, the tattoos that we have on our body, they're all part of the clothing that we have. And then how the fabrics are processed into garments and other household articles is covered. So this one talks about the construction process. So through clothing and textiles, you know how to cut articles, various articles like garments, like bed covers, napkins, all these trending designs, all these trending styles that you've seen with African prints, with lace, with all those different type of fabrics. We learn how to construct these kind of designs. And then the significance of clothing and a psychological aspect it also has on individuals and then also on families. So here comes the interrelatedness. We've talked about the three sections. Okay, we talked about some aspects of management, some aspects of clothing and textiles.
Please, madam, can't you? Please, can't you? Can't from your end. The line is breaking.
Hello, is it just a side out for the whole class?
It's
Okay, for me,
okay
I
with
can
my
hear
team.
you.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Yes, please. We can hear you.
No,
Yes, I can
please.
also hear you.
So since we are dealing with network, okay, it won't be all of our side. So if you didn't hear me, you can just tell me and then I'll go back to what the last thing that you heard and then we continue from there. So those who couldn't hear well, please what was the last thing that you heard? Hello, class, those who didn't hear me. Hello, class. Okay,
Hello,
those who
Hello,
can
madam.
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 just hear me, should I go on because you heard everything?
And
Hello.
I'm going, just that it was
Sure.
breaking, so you can go on.
Okay. All right. So I have discussed the food and nutrition aspects, the clothing and textiles aspects, the management and living aspects of it. Okay. So let's see the interrelatedness. How do you see some aspects of clothing and textiles in management? How do you see some aspects of food and nutrition in clothing and textiles? How do you see some aspects of food and nutrition in how do you see them? What influences it? Okay, just tell me that, madam, this knowledge will help you at this side. So the content area outline stands out as separate, as I earlier said, that they are all separate subject areas. and then handled differently in our educational system. When it comes to the tertiary level, we have students who are majoring in food and nutrition, coding and textiles, just management and living, those aspects. They stand in isolation. But however, in reality, okay, when it comes to reality, living apart what we are teaching, they interrelate or overlap for use in our daily life. So we can see that individuals and families live in houses, and all their activities are carried out in their homes. So activities like cooking is from food and nutrition. We have some people who sew in their house. It's from managed clothing and textiles, and then it is done in the house. So housing too is from management and living. So are we seeing the interrelatedness here?
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
So okay, all right, thank you. So let me come here, and then once you've seen what I'm trying to say, let's bring out some of the interrelatedness in our discipline of home economics. Did we get my question? Hello?
Hello, madam.
Yes, so with this knowledge, let's come out with some of the interrelatedness of home economics. How do you see the interrelatedness? So let me give another example. Okay, so we can talk of child development, which is in management and living. And knowledge in food and nutrition will influence how we care for a child, because in food and nutrition, we've learned the nutritional needs of children at each level, of individuals at each level. So if we have knowledge in what a child would eat at that time, we will make sure that the child eats such food which is in that category. Okay, so we can see food and nutrition in that aspect of that management living that I'm talking about. And then we can also talk about clothing and textiles, the dresses or clothing which will fit a child at that stage, dresses which will be fit a man, dresses which will fit a woman, an adult, and then all these are seen in the family context. Okay, because when it comes to the family, you have mother, you have father, those individuals. So we can see the interrelatedness in it. So we can bring out some examples. Madam Rebecca Donko.
Okay, so I'll talk about the home management and that of the clothing. With the aspects of the home management, where we have the environment influencing the individual, and then the effects of the conditions of the society, like the climate, if the weather is cold, if there's knowledge or someone has a knowledge in clothing and textiles, the person would be able to know the kind of clothing article to put on at a particular weather. If the weather is cold, there's no need for you to go for sleeveless kind of dresses. Whereas when the weather is warm, you can go in for sleeveless dresses or dress that will help you to get fresh air. So the home management and clothing textiles is one way of the interrelatedness. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Rebecca. Madam Florence.
Please, I want to add something small to what our sister said, and also
Sure, you
about
can.
how to choose colors for clothing and textiles. In some time of the day or some time of the weather, we don't put on bright colors. We put on dim colors, like when the sun is scorching too much, we don't put on colors that will attract people to look at us. Like the primary colors, the red, yellow, and then blue. We don't put them on, but we put them rather in the cold when the weather is sometimes cold.
Okay, so you're trying to say that the environment as we learn in management, our knowledge in clothing and textiles will affect how we relate to the environment. Thank you very much, Madam Rebecca and Madam Florence. I have Madam Eunice.
So we are also going to talk about active management and living. So we also acquire a house over there, and then the design you use for the house, the furnishing, at times they are from the clothing and the textiles. Some of the curtains, some of the chairs you use at home, the cover you use are all from the clothing and textiles. And then the people who also stay in the house, that is how they are also going to manage things. Some of the things they are also going to manage. They are also going to manage their food so that their foods are not going to get spoiled over there, how they are going to eat, how things are not going to interact. So you see that for the management in living concerning the house, and the family acquires the house, and then they use things from clothing and textiles to finish the house. And then at times they also furnish the house with some food items, which they also budget and then consume them. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Adam. Oh, I'm expecting more hands. Just tell me how you see the interrelatedness. Hello, class.
Hello, madam.
Rebecca, if you want to add up, you can still add up.
Okay, so another interrelatedness is the family economics and then the food. That is where the available resources that a family has. If a person has a knowledge of how to use the available resource, or the person in terms of food commodities, that person would be able to produce or make food for the family depending on the resources that he or she has available in order to cater for the family. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Aside Madam Rebecca, Madam Florence, Madam Eunice,
Hello,
the
madam.
rest we don't see the interrelatedness. Aside Madam Rebecca, Madam Florence, and Madam Eunice, the rest of us we don't see the interrelatedness of these courses, of these various disciplines, and these various fields.
Madam, please, I also want to talk about that of the family under the human development being related to the housing aspect. That is, if an individual has knowledge of the type of family he or she has, such person would be able to know the kind of house they are to go in for. So, assuming your family is just a nuclear family, you don't have to go in for a mansion because the family is just, the members in there are just few. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Eunice.
So I'll just add something small to it. To talk about the kind of house you see. And it's also, you can also talk about the kind of food you are going to eat. That is the food and nutrition aspect. You will not just buy any food, but you are going to buy the food according to your budget, the money in hand. And then even the clothing that you are going to choose. Your money will depend, or the family that you are in will depend the type of clothing you are going to wear. And even the environment you are from. People from cold weather in certain families will wear maybe woolen clothing so that they are going to feel hot. And with those here, you also wear maybe cotton ones so that you just feel um, the yes, you feel cold, the heat will not be able to attract our body. So it's That one is also there. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Don't we also think our knowledge in management also influences how we manage our fabrics when cutting, how we manage some food commodities when cooking?
Yes, yes.
We have all this knowledge, so I'm not expecting just Madam
Please,
Rebecca
madam,
to
please, your line is breaking. Please come again. Your line is breaking.
My line is breaking. Okay, so I said, okay,
Yeah.
knowledge in management, okay, will influence how we cut fabrics, how you will select some food commodities to be used for cooking. Okay, so what other example do we have which shows that this is the interrelatedness that we are talking about, and then it is seen in home economics? Sir Daniel, I know it's a woman.
Madam,
Sir Daniel, yes, madam.
I told you I'm using somebody's phone.
Ah, madam, please. I'll also add something small to home management. As you said, it will help the food and nutrition to avoid wastage when it comes to how to apportion food. So portion control will come there. If somebody study that area. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. All right. Ma'am, so I'm glad we have all seen the interrelatedness. Okay, we have Madam Frimpoma. Madam Frimpoma Vida.
Okay, madam. I also think knowledge of sustainable fashion can lead to awareness of sustainable food system.
Okay. All right. So since we are all talking about that, once you have the knowledge in sustainability, we can put it in the other sections too. Madam Frimpoma Vida. Okay. All right. So that is the interrelatedness in home economics. Then we move on to the multidisciplinary nature of home economics. See, I think in our first meeting, we talked about, we gave the definition of home economics that it draws knowledge from different disciplines, okay, and then we integrate such knowledge into our discipline, okay, into our studies, into our various concerns. Okay, we draw knowledge from those side, and then we add up to what we are teaching here. We in home economics to make sure that we better understand what we are doing. It better solves daily living problems. Okay, so the multidisciplinary nature, I'm not going to talk much about this part because we all know that home economics draws knowledge from physiology. Okay, physiology helps us to understand the human body and how it functions. So we draw knowledge from such discipline. We have psychology too, which is concerned with the mind. Okay, so it helps us to understand how individuals behave or act in various stages of their lives. If they are sick or whatever condition that happens to them, it helps us to understand why they are reacting in such a manner. We also have philosophy. Okay, most of our knowledge are underpinned by various philosophies, some theories, okay, affects how our knowledge is integrated into our home economics. We have sociology too, we have physics. I believe we are all learning integrated science this semester, right? Are we doing integrated science this semester?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Okay, so
please.
integrated science, I believe we've seen how those knowledge from physics also affects not just the food and nutrition aspect, but the clothing and textiles aspect too. How we apply heat in pressing garments, how we apply heat in cooking our various food. It cut across all the types of cooking that we have. Also comes to economics too. We draw knowledge from that side. We have knowledge from mathematics. Okay, we can testify that when we are doing measurements, we are measuring the human body. We use mathematics. Sometimes someone will send you a measurement and then it's in centimeters, but you'll be probably doing your cutting or you're drawing freehand cutting or freehand drawing on the fabric. You'll be doing it in inches. Then you have to convert it into inches. When it comes to food and nutrition too, how to measure each the various quantities of foods, the ingredients that we will need. So to bake the cake that you want to bake, it has quantities that you will use. If you are taking one cup of something, it will tell you that, oh, if you are taking 1 cup of something, then the next thing that you're going to take, it should be half of it. The knowledge you have in math will let you know that, okay, if it takes half of it, then it's this measurement that I have to use. We also have biology, we have art. So the interrelatedness and the multidisciplinary nature of home economics is such that it helps us to be all round. Okay, this knowledge will influence how you go by your daily lives. You see, daily life, it doesn't just center about food and nutrition. It doesn't just center about clothing and textiles. It doesn't just center about management. We are exposed to all these, okay, so that when life meets you with this, your knowledge in home economics will help you to overcome those challenges, those struggles, and then it makes you live that kind of life, the fulfilling life that we want every man to live on his days on earth. So I was about asking us to do this activity, but we've already done it in our first meeting. We identified some of the discipline and then how home economics draws knowledge from such disciplines. Then we'll move on to our unit 5. So we are done with the unit 4. Do we have any questions before you move to unit 5? Hello. The unit 4 was on multidisciplinary and then interrelatedness of home economics. Do you have any question? All right, if we don't have, then we can move on to the unit 5. And then if you still have question on the unit 4, when you're done, you can still ask me and then we better clarify those sections for you. So unit 5 here talks about home economics in contemporary life. Home economics in contemporary life. So by the end of this unit, learners should be able to discuss the various ways that home economics is helping in solving issues confronting individuals and families, and also find ways of helping individuals and families survive amidst the challenges. So home economics effort to address contemporary issues. When we talk about contemporary life, we are talking about living in this era, okay, living in this current time. So what are some of the things that characterize this era, this century? What are some of the things that characterize it? What are the things that we didn't have in those years? Let's use this year for instance, or this like within like 5 years or 6 years. What are some of the things that they didn't have in this era? We have them. Madam Eunice.
Processed food. Thank you.
Processed food. Yes, processed food, which is fast foods, are abundant in this era. Madam Rebecca.
We also have digitalization.
Perfect. We are in a digital world right now. Madam Vida.
Madam, technology.
Very good. Madam, I have another Madam Vida Duku. Madam Vida Duku. Madam Vida Duku, not Madam Vida Rimpoma. Okay, Madam Ramatahin.
A lot of labor saving equipment.
Yes, a lot of labor saving equipment in this era. What else?
Hello,
What are some
madam.
of the things that we have in this era that, yes, Madam Vida?
Home appliances.
Home appliances. Very
Hello.
good, Madam Rebecca Brempon.
Fashion and designing.
Yes, fashion right now, fashion and design is more trending. We have lots of styles trending in this era. Is that all? Is that all? What are some of the things that we've seen in this era?
And then industrial machines for the clothing.
Industrial machines for the clothing. So we have a lot of equipment. Madam Eunice, your hand is up. All right, so I'm glad we've identified some of the characteristics of this era. We've seen most of the things that this current life that we are living has. Okay, let's come back to our slides. So our profession, okay, we the home economists try to gain systematic insight into the processes that constitute the human nature of the family as an institution. That's why most of our topics, most of our courses that we learn are centered on the human life, the family life, okay, things that we encounter in our life. All most of them are centered around it. Okay, that's what our profession tries for. So to do this, our mission requires systematic knowledge about the humanness, the complex realities of life. We should be matter of life, like we should know what life entails and all those things, our potentials, our human and nature relationship. We should have knowledge on all these things so that we can be able to address issues that are related to it. What is the role of home economics in achieving this mission? Okay, so for us to achieve this mission, we have to identify the issues that confront individuals and families in the society. So it can be that small society or the big one. It can be a global issue. Okay, so what are some of the issues that we are facing in this current world that we are living in? What are some of the issues we are facing? Madam Vida. Madam Vida Duku. Okay, Madam Abigail.
Climatic issues, madam.
Climatic issues. Can you tell us more about these climatic issues?
There is change in climate these days.
All right, thank you. It's an issue that is bothering us, okay, at a global level. And then what else? It can be issues families, individuals are facing, issues that families are facing, issues that a society is facing, issues that a school is facing. Madam Wahab.
Unemployment.
Unemployment. It's on the rise now. It's also an issue we are facing in this current in this contemporary life. Madam Rebecca.
How to move from the manual system to the technological based of doing things.
Very good. We're in a technological world, but most of us are still not abreast with how to go by it. Madam Akosia Depa. Madam Akosia
Madam,
Depa. Yes,
it's
madam.
just a trial. One of the Madam, one of the contemporary issues we are currently facing is the effect of social media on our society. The bad influence of social media on our society. Thank you, madam.
But it's also an issue we are facing. It's not like you are trying. It's also an issue that we are facing. Madam Vida Duku. Madam Vida Duku. Okay, Madam Phyllis.
And poverty cycle.
Poverty too. It's also an issue we are facing. So please, if you've spoken, please put your hand down. Madam Akosia, Madam Phyllis, please put your hand down for me, okay? Thank you. Oh, we are facing a lot of issues, so it's not just this. We are facing a lot of issues. Madam Ahmad.
Breakup of the external family system.
And what do you mean by the breakup of the external family system?
Previously, you have the external family members coming in to help with the families, with the nuclear family. So you have your aunties, your uncles, your grandma all around to help. But now it's not like that.
We are
Everybody
not
is on
we are
it.
experiencing that. Everyone want to live on their own. They don't even want those people to come near them.
A
Very
lot
good
of the
observation.
uncles and cousins anymore.
You know, right? They can live in the same area, but they don't even realize that this is my uncle, this is my aunt, because they don't have that close relationship with them. Very good, Madam Eunice.
Madam, can we also say disease and then disease control? Because
There is
now
disease
most
control.
people
Disease
how
control.
to, now there are lots of diseases coming, and then even how to control them is a problem.
Very good. There are a lot of sicknesses emerging. After COVID, we've heard of a lot. And then there's always immunization on those things. Okay. Madam Rebecca Donko.
Madam, please, improper disposal of waste, can it also be a contemporary issue?
Yes, it's also a contemporary issue
In
because
the
we are still
sense that in the olden days, the use of plastic items were not enough or they were not in the system. But now, a lot of products are being packaged in these plastic containers, which ends up destroying the environment. So, can it also be an issue?
yes, madam, it's an issue. It's an issue we are all facing.
Okay.
The effect of those plastic waste on the environment. We are all facing all those things. I have Madam Frimpong Vida. Frimpong Vida.
Okay, madam, please, what about mental health?
Mental health as an issue we are facing right now. Why do you think it's an issue we are facing now? It depends on how you speak to it. How do you think it's an issue we are facing
Okay,
now?
like most of us are having issues that we don't talk about, and due to that, it's causing us problems.
Most of us are depressed because of the. See, we are all moving. Gone were the days that we were learning how to manage our home. But right now, we are all going to look for money to come and manage the home.
Yes.
Okay, the kind of stress people are going through to just to make sure that they make ends meet.
Yeah.
It's because of them depressed. Thank you very much. It's an issue we are facing in this era. Madam Patience Okansi.
Please, madam, the use of chemicals on various food substances, the excessive use of it.
Yes, the use of various chemicals. Right now, technology is on the rise. People are just making getting new ideas how to make chemicals, and then they feel like these chemicals will make food grow better. But most of those fertilizers that they use have effects on the foods that we eat, and this is what is causing those illness, those diseases, those sicknesses that we are getting most often. Thank you, Madam Patience. Madam Ruby.
Madam, I also want to talk about galamsey, illegal mining.
illegal mining. It's an issue we are facing in our country. Madam Rebecca Donko.
Madam, please, can rural-urban migration also be a problem, an issue?
Yes, rural urban migration. But right now, see, right now, let's talk about Ghana. The number of people who have moved from Ghana to, I'm not saying Ghana is a rural area, but you see the migration, the number of people who have moved from Ghana to overseas. Okay, everyone wants to go to a big city and then work to get money. You see that those rural areas, they are left to just the old people who, they can't go out to go and work and get money for us. Most of the youth are leaving their places. So rural urban migration is also on the rise. Okay, let's talk about issues that individuals are also facing. Issues that individuals too are also facing. Madam Eunice.
Okay, so for the individual, I'll talk about financial problems.
Financial problems.
Yes,
They're not even getting the
individually.
work. They're not getting the work to do so. They're always having problem with their finances, with money.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the observation. I have um Madam Rebecca Brempong.
Madam, unemployment.
Unemployment, very good.
People are not
Akosia
getting
Depa.
jobs to do.
People are not getting jobs to do.
Madam,
Akosia Depa, yes.
psychological problems.
As we discussed, those mental problems that yes, very good. Right now, we've heard of bipolar, but God made this that word bipolar wasn't something that we all knew about. Okay, I have Madam Ruby. Do you still want to talk? Madam Ruby Ahin, your hand is still up.
Sorry,
Okay.
madam.
All right. So, Madam Rebecca.
Marital
Madam,
problem.
please,
I'll say
peer
for Madam
pressure
Rebecca.
from the media.
Peer pressure from the media. Pressure from
Yes.
the media. Right now, if you're doing wedding and then you feel you are not, right now the kente, the styles that's trending, you should get that curve, you should work expensive kente, even the kind of wedding that you should do. When you go to TikTok, it's all there. When you go to Instagram, it's all there. So if you're getting married, they feel that, oh, we should. This is the standard that has been set for us, so we should. So it's also an issue we are facing right now. I have Daniel Chimisi.
Madam, please, I also like to talk about marital issues leading to divorce, whereby affecting our children in school.
Very good. Divorce too. And then the last person who I would like to talk will be Madam Pimpoma Vida, then we continue. Madam Vida.
Self-esteem.
Low self-esteem. Very
Yes.
good. Very good. When you go to the basic schools, even in our schools, even in some offices, you see that people are having such issues, such struggles. And then these struggles, all these issues that you've identified are what's currently affecting individuals and families. Okay, last person, Madam Akosia Depa, then we move on. Madam Akosia Depa,
Madam, mine is a bit of a question. My
I'm
sister
listening.
mentioned low. My sister mentioned low self-esteem. Can we rather say inferiority complex or
Can we say inferiority complex? Is that what you're trying to
yes,
say?
madam? Instead of
It's
saying low self-esteem, can we say inferiority complex?
and do you think inferiority complex is not related to the low self-esteem? I'm asking a question.
Madam, come again. Your network was breaking.
I said inferiority complex. It's kind of the same to low self-esteem, so we can add up to it. Okay. Inferiority
Okay,
complex
madam.
and low self-esteem. No, it's no different. Two different words.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So you can say inferiority complex or people are having low self-esteem too. Thank you. So moving to the role of home economics in achieving this mission, okay? The first thing that we have to do is to identify the issues. And then this is well done here. We have identified those issues confronting individuals, families, and society as a whole. And then we'll find ways to address these issues using the avenues available. Okay. If we identify it, then we have to find ways to address the issue. You see, these are fields that we are having as studies from home economics. It cuts across a whole lot of things. Okay, we have impact, we have voices, we have ways of solving all these issues that we have spoken about. So we should have ways to solve this to enable individuals and families to cope with. Okay, some of these issues, once we are still in this era, it persists, and then you can totally take it off. But you can help the person to cope with or adapt to. Okay, to affect the change that we want to see. So we should try and make an effort, okay, which will help us to lessen the burdens that man is experiencing in this era. So what do you think will be some of the ways that we as home economics, we can address these issues? We can address unemployment. We can address the climate changes, okay, divorce. What are some of the ways that we think home economics with our knowledge? We draw knowledge from the other sections to integrate, we do all those things. What do you think we can do? So the first thing that let me start with mine. The first thing that I think we can do, okay, with unemployment, we as educators, okay, we should make sure that the children get those skills, the practical skills. You know, when you have a practical skill, it stays with you forever, unless you don't want to use it. So we as home economists, we can do it. If you're in a church and then you feel like most of the youth are unemployed, you feel like how they are living their lives, it's not worth it. Advocate, okay, to teach them such skills. And you know, those who is sometimes you get someone in your community and then the person will not be working, but once the person starts sewing or the person starts baking or getting, you see that the person changes all of a sudden. The way the person dresses, the way the person speaks, the person's communication with it changes. Okay, so with this, let's also talk about some of the issues. What are some of the ways we can solve it? I have Madam Rebecca.
Okay, Madam,
Rebecca.
please solve it.
Hello.
That's the waste management or the improper disposal of waste. I think there should be a mass education for the public on some of the products that they are to go in for, especially the recyclable ones, and then the ones that can degrade on its own. Example are the paper made kind of products, so that in case it comes into contact with the ground and it rains, it will deteriorate on itself rather than going in for a plastic kind of a product. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Rebecca. I have Bimpoma. Madam Rebecca Bimpoma.
It's Brimpong.
Sorry, Madam Rebecca. Please, sorry, okay, Madam Rebecca Bimpong.
Yes, but now please, I want to talk about guidance and counseling.
All right.
There is the need for us to do or organize guidance and counseling education for our youth so that they will know how to cope with life as beginners. That's all I want to say.
Okay, so how will you do this in the classroom? Once you have the opportunity to to, you have like 20, 30 students you can speak to, how would you start from that side? Madam Brimpong, Rebecca.
I will
Because you
start
know,
from
to get a group to advise, that's to, you need money, okay, to
yes.
organize, do the organization. But right now you're in a class.
Mm.
So how will you do it?
Oh, the advice I'll give to them is that we'll start from the scratch. We can go to, we can invite the, what is the name, NGOs. We can go to other organizations and talk to them to come to our aid and help us as beginners. Maybe we want to start how to do rock bands, so that we can get money from there and establish our enterprise. And there is no money. Since there is no money, we'll start with guidance and counseling. We'll talk to them, we'll give them advice, the small job we'll do to get the money, the people that will be involved, like pastors, teachers, NGOs, and others.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Rebecca. Thank
Yeah.
you. I have Madam Eunice.
Okay, madam. Before I come to my own, the question you asked her, like how we are going to do that, you can even inculcate it in your teaching and learning. So during the time we used to teach, we just start teaching, we be advising them as you go on. And also my point is the problem I have beside the disease and how to control them. So how to solve this problem? We also need to educate the people using the right method in sowing, avoiding using chemicals because most of the chemicals we use in planting our seeds right now are causing most of the disease. And then the kind of food we have to eat also, we shouldn't eat spoiled food. And then how the foods are being prepared, they all cause disease sometimes. And even how we preserve them. So all these things must be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Okay, I have Madam Veronica Kunedu.
Oh, okay, madam. Concerning the someone said usage of plastic and the rest. Yeah, when you come to career technology, and I think under cutting and shaping, you say they should avoid the usage of plastic and encourage them to use broad leaves, plantain leaves, in modern food commodities. And if we are to tell the learners the effect of this plastic, they will carry it along to their various homes, to their mom, not to use this plastic, but use the natural resources that we have. And our environmental health too, they are taught how to dispose refuse properly. So if we teach these learners, they will also go to the outside world, tell their parents and the rest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Vida, Madam Informa Vida.
Okay, madam. I also talked about the low self-esteem. And as a home economics teacher, I think I can address this through positive classroom environment. We need to uh, foster a supportive and inclusive classroom and also encourage them to be confident and independent.
Okay, thank you, Madam Vida. I have Madam Veronica Kunedu.
Sorry, oh.
Okay. Madam Sir Daniel. Sir Daniel.
Okay, madam, please, I will talk about the digital usage. As home economics teacher, you will educate your kids on the good side of using the digital tools Like you'll be able to advertise your product online for people to buy. In as much as there is pressure on the media affecting our kids, we can also teach them the good side of it so that they will be conversant with the use of the tools as the economy is advancing. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Rebecca Donko.
Madam, please, in addition to the waste management, we can, aside the mass education, we can also start in the classroom whereby we encourage the learners to come to school with their bowls and cups. That is, if they want to buy food, instead of them going to the canteen to buy their food and putting them in the various plastic wrappers before they transfer it into their bowls. It will be prudent for them to come to school with their bowls instead. Then also we should discourage the use of plastic wrappers at the various canteens. In another way, it is also wasting their resources, which is money. But if a learner should come to the canteen to purchase or buy a food in a bowl, it would save the person selling them the food's money in terms of buying the plastic wrappers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, this is a general way we can solve it. So it's not just a small. Everyone is talking. Madam Adepa, have you spoken today? Yes, you have spoken.
Yes, madam, I've spoken a lot. I have
Yes,
spoken a
I
lot.
just remembered. I just remembered. Okay, I have a lot of us here. I have a lot of us here. Madam Eunice, Madam Phyllis, Madam okay. Madam Emilia Frempong. I'm not sure I've mentioned such thing before. Madam Emilia Frempong.
Yes, madam.
Yes, Madam Emilia. Please.
Yes, madam.
Yes, so
Hello.
no contribution. Yes.
Yes, my network was a little bad.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So you didn't get what we are doing here. So we are just by the we identify some of the issues that we are facing in this current era. Okay. And then how is home economics addressing these issues?
Okay.
It can be a
Okay, so
personal issue, a family issue, a society issue, a global issue.
I will talk about our sanitation. So we can educate. Maybe we can start from our school. We can educate our children, our learners on after they using their let's say their papers and their sachet waters, they should help place it in a good container, not throwing it just about. Because I remember I bought a car some time ago, and I was in a car, and then a grown up man took a drink, and after taking it, he just threw the container away, and I was so shocked that I nearly talked about. But if let's say this education had gone down before, some of these things would have stopped. So I would say that we should throw more light on our sanitation, because it's really killing our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Emilia. Okay, Madam Charity.
Okay, madam. We can also take concerns on the rampant health issues in global world. Like we can educate our learners on the proper way of washing food commodities before using them. Then how we can also use can and tin foods to prepare our meal properly. So by the way of washing the commodities with vinegars and others to prevent pests and other bacteria on the food items. All these things can help us to manage the health issues we have now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Charity. And then I have Madam Mabna Florisha here. Mabna Florisha.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Mabna, then I'm not sure I've mentioned your name in my class before.
Hey, Madam, you have.
Really, Madam Mabna
I
Florisha.
was the one making the contribution that women, blah, blah, that my network went off.
Okay, then maybe you've changed your name. That's what I'm trying to say. That's because maybe you've changed your name. That's why. So, Madam
Nope.
Mabna.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what do you have for us
You asked the question and I was answering and my network wasn't too stable.
today?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, have you given contribution to the one that we are discussing right now?
Yes, please. Now I left, I just joined.
Oh, okay. So, we are talking about issues we are facing right now. Okay. It can be a personal issue, a family issue, a global issue, a societal issue. And then how can we home economists, our knowledge, okay, how can we help with our knowledge to solve these issues?
Madam, I said education.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Ravina. Okay. Madam Mavis Otima. Madam Mavis Otima. Oh, it's like everyone in my class has contributed before because all these names. I have Madam
Hello, Auntie.
Yes, Madam Mavis.
Uh,
Good afternoon.
please, I'm here.
Yeah. Yes. Do you
Okay.
have
So
for
my
us?
my contribution is that someone mentioned the use of chemicals in producing goods, vegetables, and fruit. So my solution to that or suggestion to curb that is that farmers should learn to be patient in producing fruit and vegetables for us so that we they won't produce food filled or leached with too much chemicals. So and then again, they can even practice the natural way of fertilizing the soil to make sure that the fruit and vegetables are healthy to be eaten.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Mavis. So, Madam Mavis, you had all this, so you wanted me to mention your name before you tell us.
Oh, I know.
Okay, thank
I was
you.
listening and
So,
putting point that together.
I have Madam Charity, your hand is up. Madam Charity. Okay, Madam Rebecca, don't go.
Talk already.
Madam Rebecca.
Madam, I would want to talk on the technology aspect. I think the
Right.
individual should also be abreast in order to meet the current trends of the world. And there's a saying that, or like, we should go in for lifelong learning. You don't have to wait for things to come before you enroll yourself in. But as you are there and you have some chance, I think you should give it a try. If we should take the clothing and textiles aspect, for instance, formerly they were doing sketches on papers and all that. But now, in order for you to advance, or for you to get more customers, for people to believe that you can be able to produce a particular garment, they have to see what you are doing, like using this smart kind of iPads in order to make sketches and knowing the complexion of the individual, having that silhouette on an iPad and that pen that they used to make those sketches. If an individual doesn't have knowledge on it, how will he or she be able to advance or meet the current trends of the world? So there's the need for an individual to upgrade him or herself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, as home economist, okay, as you being a teacher in that field, when you are teaching, you should introduce them to it. You should tell them that, see, we are in this world and this is what's trending. So, although I would like you to do this maze sketching on papers, but you can learn this to advance yourself, to make you, okay, more presentable, to give you an upper hand over another person who sketches on paper. Thank you, Madam Rebecca Donko. Madam Florence Mensah. Madam Florence
Madam,
Mensah.
please, mine is a question.
I'm listening, Madam
Mine is a
Florence.
question, please.
We are listening.
About the food preservation, the one our sister talk about the chemical usage. Please, in our curriculum in the basic education, the preservation, one of the ways to preserve food is using safe chemicals to preserve, like the maize, the cereals. Please, is it good or is not good to be taught or to teach the children about that particular point?
Okay, that's a very good question. So I just like the fact that you mentioned using safe chemicals. Okay, you
Okay.
introduced the word safe, and then the curriculum wasn't developed by just one person. It was developed by a lot of people. They had a deliberation, and then they knew that this is good for students to be taught.
Okay.
Okay. So once it's in the curriculum to teach students, you let them know that these are the safe ones and these are the bad ones, which are not safe for consumption.
Okay.
Make them know that these ones that they are using, yes. So when they go home and they see that their parents are using the bad ones, they can also advise them.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Madam Parents. Madam
Thank
Vida.
you.
Madam Vida Duku.
Hello, madam.
Yes, madam.
I also talk about someone made mention of illegal mining. So,
Okay.
as teachers, we can also educate the children on illegal mining and its impact on food production. Then we also challenge the children to go to their various families. Then they also educate them about the illegal mining. Then that of the sanitation, as a home economics teacher, you can also collaborate with the teachers and the head teacher. Then you buy washing bowls, Veronica buckets, so that you demonstrate on how to wash your hands or how they wash their hands in order to prevent themselves from contacting bacteria that will be harmful when they are handling food. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Vida. Let's come
Thank
to
you.
our family level. Okay. How will you also solve issues in the family? Someone talked about divorce. And how do you think we can solve divorce in the family as home economists? Which parts of our voices will tackle divorce? How can we go with it?
Identify the leading the challenge you are facing that is leading you to the divorce.
Hello. How will we tackle such a challenge? Madam Rebecca Donko.
Madam,
Madam,
please come
please.
again with it.
I said someone mentioned an issue as divorce. Okay. And then I'm asking how we as home economists we can address such an issue. So Madam Rebecca Donko.
Madam, please. You made it clear to us that in order to address some of these contemporary issues, one of the first things to do is to identify the issue confronting the individual. And we know that marriage involves two people coming in agreement to live together. So we need to find out for what is causing the divorce or what is where the problem is coming from. For instance, if it is from the female side, whereby she doesn't cook for the husband or cook for the family, it could be that the woman doesn't know how to cook or she doesn't have time. But in as much as she doesn't cook, there's a solution to that, provided the person is willing to learn and make the marriage work. If it is cooking that the person doesn't know how to cook, there are videos on YouTube that such person can watch. And if the husband also have knowledge in cooking, I think when he also brings it up on board, there will be peace in the family whereby that problem, which is the food not being prepared, will be resolved. So that's the little a home economist can do if it is food related. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Akusia Depa.
Yeah, madam. You see, as a home economics teacher, I will educate my students that Marriage itself is an institution that two people from different background with different upbringing are coming together to live as one. So I'll educate my students that coming together to live with somebody that have different background training is not a child's play. And so before you enter into the marriage, you have to what? Make sure you have studied and have understood the person before even accepting to marry the person. And then I will go ahead to let them know that when the marriage fails and there is a home break or broken home, yeah, when there are children in the family, I'm going to educate my students on the effect of broken home on the child. And I think our students going home to educate our parents, their parents, on the effects of the broken home, how the child can be drug abused, school dropout, and a lot of them can even get pregnant, the teenage girls. And so when they give that education to their parents, take that education back to their various houses, I think it's going to go a long way to help their parents. One thing in Ghana here that one challenge we are facing is that sometimes we don't even know the effect of the things we do. We don't know the effects of some of the things, the activities we do. When we dispose refuse badly, we don't know the effect. When we burn the bush, we don't know the effect. When you get married and you decide to walk away, we don't know the effect. And so the public education is very important. So we will give the education to our students and they will take it back to their parents. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much. Madam Eunice. Adam Eunice.
Yeah, so as sister has said it, I wanted to also talk about the education. As a home economist, we didn't allow the divorce to happen first. So the little we can give as a home economist, educating them on our field, because our field involves home management, it involves the clothing parts, using different things in making the home so nice. It also involves cooking. So if you are able to give all these three aspects in the form of education to the people, I think for the breakup to come, then it will involve a lot. So for our aspects, we should also give it to them. Then let us, the people, know the effect, as our sister said, the effect of the home break. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Eunice. And then Madam Abigail. Madam Abigail, let's say.
Hello, madam. I
Yes,
would
Madam
also like
Abigail.
to advise that one needs to be financially grounded when you get married in terms of getting a skill so that you can also help yourself and then the family. You can get a skill of maybe learning how to prepare liquid soaps and the rest, or learning pastries that you can sell them and then empower yourself financially. Most of the times, when you are not financially grounded, it brings about this divorce because you're always depending on the man. And so I also advise most women get these skills to help them financially. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Madam, please let me add something. It is not always the woman depending on the man. There are men also depending on the women. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Akosia. Okay, so as home economists, we have identified these issues, okay? We have identified how we can solve these issues. Okay, so what I would say is, once we know that these are some of the issues that are trending, we can take it as a personal thing. Okay, you can start educating people small, small. It can be through your status, through you have social, right? Social media. Almost everyone is on social media, and that's the very first place people get most of their information. Okay, so you can start a personal blog. Whilst you take some of the issues that are going through, we are going through as a home economist, you research more, and then you make sure that almost every day you give, like, people who are always sharing Bible quotes every day. So every day you're also sharing some kind of information to to educate your friends, those who are around you. It can be through just just a little piece of information you share every day will go a long way to help people, okay, to meet all those challenges that they know. You should make sure that the home economics that we see the benefits of it, all of it, the home economics we are talking about should have an effect on all of us, should have an effect on everyone. If it's to benefit the we are supposed to have a benefit from it. It shouldn't be just for us. We should make sure that the others also hear from it. We can start from our homes too. Okay, as a home economics teacher, you can also be teaching your children, your cousins, your nieces, your niece, your nephews. Okay, when you teach your children these skills, when she goes to school, she will definitely teach her friend. Okay, so let's take it upon ourselves to help those who we see that they are in these challenges, and then with our knowledge that we have in home economics, we can go a long way to help them, to make them, for them to have a better life to live with. Okay, so this is where we end our class for the unit 5 and unit 6. So right now I'm open for questions. So if you have any questions, you can just come out with it, from the interrelatedness, the multidisciplinary nature to home economics role in addressing contemporary issues. Okay, home economics role in this contemporary life. If you have any other, you can still bring it up. Hello? I'm listening.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Can
Yes,
we
we can.
add one of the solutions to the issues that we've raised?
Please, what did you say?
Counseling.
Counseling. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, we can add it to one of its solutions.
Okay.
So if you feel you can be better, okay, you can be good at counseling someone. You see, as teachers, most of our students need counseling. So if you realize that such a student will need it, try your best to do it. So it can be some of the solutions that we can give out. All right, so next week will be our last meeting, which will be I'll send the slides to the course rep today to be given to you, so that you read it before we start the class. This one will be talking about career opportunities in home economics. Okay, so this now next week's discussion will be not just me, it will be a discussion. We will just talk about some career opportunities that we home economists we can delve into. So I'll give you the slides. You read more about those career opportunities. Those that are not even in the slides, then we talk about them. Okay, so that we can broaden our knowledge on. We won't limit ourselves to just the ones that we have in the book, but other career opportunities that are open to home economics students. Madam Rebecca, please, your hand is up.
Yes, madam, please, since next week will be our last discussion, can we have sample questions for what we have done for all the units so that we can try our hands on? Thank you.
All right, I'll do that. So I'll send them to your course rep, um, your various course reps, probably throughout by next week. Now, before we start our lesson next week, so during the week, I'll try and get some and then send it to the course reps. Okay. Okay. Madam,
Okay, madam, thank you very much.
you're welcome. Daniel Kimesi.
Madam, please, a little concern.
I'm listening.
When you visit YouTube, we have only the first week recording. So far, that is what I have seen. The first week recording. But
The foundation.
yes, this one, and then curriculum. I think curriculum we have two, but this one we have only one. So please, if you can add up for us so that we do more revision. Thank you.
So with The recording, I have no hands in it. Okay. It's from code. So I would like the course reps to report it to code that this is what you've seen. Okay. Some of your lessons are missing over there so that they will address it for you. Okay. So you can look at the time the links you see that I think that supervisors over there, their numbers are over there. So you can pick it and then you tell them that this is what you've realized so that they work on it for you. Okay. So I'm expecting the course reps, Richard, Madam Florence, and then I think Madam Portia. Please do that when the class ends so that those who don't have the recordings will have it. Okay. The course reps. The
Okay,
course
madam.
reps. Okay, then. Please do that. So they will address it for you, Daniel Chumisi. Okay. I didn't get your name, that's why I'm still calling you Daniel. Okay, since there's no hand up, I will leave you to read on next week's topic. I'm sending them to the course rep just now to send it to your class, various class groups, so that you can read on it. This we have an hour, like more than an hour. You can use it to revise, and then use that same opportunity, the course rep, to tell code office, inform code that you haven't gotten the recording so that they'll work on it for you. Okay. So we'll end our class here. We'll meet next week, God willing, for our last unit. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you, madam. God bless you.
Madam.
Hello, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Good afternoon, madam. I'm good, and you, please? We are almost done.
Eh,
Yeah, we are almost done, so we'll be there soon. Okay, right.
Kwabena, who alive? Why?
Go down the
Yay!
Oh, my bye. I think I'm here assignment, right? Bye bye.
You may show why.
Hello, Madam Portia. Hello, Madam Portia. Hello, everyone. Are you there?
Yes, we are here.
Hey, Madam Portia, please, are you there? Hello, Madam Rebecca. I'm not hearing you. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Madam
Hello.
Portia. Hello.
No, this is Madam Rebecca.
Madam Rebecca, please, it's Mariam who is
Yes.
speaking. Please, did you get
Okay.
the slide that Mr. Emmanuel put it on the line?
No, I'm now coming to check.
Okay. Please, if you have it, let us have it, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
In case maybe I will not, she's now going to check. It in case so we nearly the left I have first. No, that's why yes, yeah. I didn't know where you say, but I said, or raka. It's no be able to be. It's no. There's a